Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Serafina and thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video is going to be a 10-minute easy makeup look. I know that some of us are still going to work, and if you are, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And I know some of us are working from home, going to school from home, so we still have those mornings where we wake up and we're in a hurry and we need a quick and easy look. For me, honestly, that's every morning. I wake up like 10 minutes before I have to be on my FaceTime call with school, and I'm pretty sure we're all at that point. So this is just going to be a quick and easy 10-minute look with some tips and tricks that I hope can help you guys. So the first thing that I'm going to do is clip back my hair. All the products that I use today will be linked down in the description box, just in case any of you guys are interested in looking at them or purchasing them. I'll try to all link them down below. Most of them can be bought at Ulta except for one product, I think. So that's where I usually get a lot of this stuff, Ulta or Sephora, but some of it, if it's more drugstore, is going to be sold at Ulta. So the first thing I did was moisturize. If you have dry skin like me and you recently moisturized within the past 20 or 30 minutes, you don't really need to go in with like a moisturizing primer, because your moisturizer can kind of serve as your primer. Now, if you have oilier skin, you might want to go in with like a mattifying primer or something to kind of control that oil throughout the day. But for me, I just moisturized, so I'm not going to go in with another primer, which is also going to save time, or a moisturizing primer. I am going to go in with a pore filling primer. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I am going to go in with that because that's a problem area of mine, is pores. So I'm only having to use one primer. Now if I didn't recently moisturize, then I would go in with like a moisturizing primer. So the next thing I'm going to use is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. And then I'm going to use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge. You can use any sponge you want. Normally I like to use a brush, but for this I like to use a sponge, because your sponge can be used as your sponge to blend out foundation or your tinted moisturizer. And then it can be used to blend out your concealer, and then it can also be used to set your under eyes with powder. So it's a multifunctional tool, and so that's why I like to use it, and this is just personally my favorite sponge right now. So I'm just going to blend this in. I like to use a tinted moisturizer when I'm in a hurry, because a lot of times tinted moisturizers are going to be more forgiving than a full coverage foundation. What I mean by that is if your color match isn't perfect, it's not going to be as noticeable with a tinted moisturizer compared to a full coverage foundation. And also, if you don't blend out something perfectly, it's not going to be as noticeable. A lot of times you have your full coverage foundations, and if you don't blend it out perfectly, you know, it's very, very noticeable. If the color doesn't match, it's very noticeable as well. Tinted moisturizers to me are easier to blend out and don't take as much time, but obviously it's just going to depend on what you want and what kind of coverage you're looking for. If you're looking for full coverage, tinted moisturizer is not going to do that for you. So then I would go in with like definitely a foundation. So once I have all of that blended out, make sure to get your neck, your ears. I always get the top of my eyelids. Then I'm going to go in with my concealer. So same kind of goes with concealer. The thicker and more full coverage your concealer is, the harder time you're going to have blending it out. So this is a NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. It's my favorite concealer. It blends out very like smoothly and effortlessly, and it doesn't take a long time. I got my eyebrow. So I'm just going to take the same sponge that I've been using and use it for this. So it's multi-purposeful. And like I said, I always like to drag a little of my concealer by my eyes if you have veiny eyelids, if you have dark eyelids. And to me, there's no point in spending, personally, extra money on eyeshadow primer, especially because eyeshadow we're going to do is going to be very, very simple. To me, this is just to cover the darkness, to cover some of the veins, and then move on. Now, if you're going to do an extreme colored eyeshadow look, then eyeshadow primer is going to help those colors be a little bit more pigmented. Next thing I'm going to do is take this Tarte powder. I'll try to link this down below. Last time I tried to look for it, it was unavailable, so I do apologize for that. Any translucent powder or any light color powder is going to work. I'm just going to set my under eyes. Obviously, if you have oily skin or combination skin, you can use a more mattifying powder over a translucent powder, and that's going to help a little bit as well. just going to take this big fluffy brush and dip it in and brush it over just to kind of get rid of that tackiness that the tinted moisturizer can leave on your skin. You don't have to do this step if you want a more like glowy, dewy look, but if you do have more oily or combination skin, you can also use a mattifying powder. So the next thing I'm going to do is go in with this palette. This is the Physicians Formula Casey Home Collab. You can get this at Ulta and it's on sale right now actually, or you can get it on their website, Physicians Formula website. And I like this because you have all your products in one palette. So you have your blush, your bronzer, and highlight in one palette, and that's really going to help you save time so you're not having to dig through your whole collection just to find 3 separate products when you can get a palette that has all 3 of them in it. They make high-end ones, they make drugstore ones, they make all kinds. So we're just going to bronze the skin, make it a little more bronzy and glowy and not so flat. I feel like sometimes the skin can look really flat if you're just doing tinted moisturizer and concealer, which some people are fine with that. You know, sometimes you don't even have time to bronze, you just got to get out the door, so I completely understand. But for me personally, I have to at least throw on a little bit of bronzer. So the next shade is going to be blush. To be honest, this blush is a little bit dark for me, so I'm literally just going to take it and like sweep it up the cheeks. And then I also cross over my nose so it doesn't look so placed. It's funny because I hate the redness on my skin, and then I go in with like a crap ton of blush, so it doesn't make any sense, but that's okay. And then next is this highlighter shade, so I'm just going to take a little brush and highlight my cheeks. Like I said, they have these palettes high-end at Sephora, Ulta, drugstores. Believe Beauty has a really good one that's only $5 that I used in my last video. So if you guys want to go see how that performs, I used that in my last video and I love it. I use it all the time. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is another kind of tip and trick is to only have one eyeshadow, and you're going to use your bronzer. So what we're going to do is just kind of add a little bit of dimension to our eyes. So we're going to take this bronzer shade, take the biggest fluffy brush that you have, and put it right there in that crease. That's just going to add so much more dimension, because sometimes that powder or that concealer can just make your eyes look a little bit flat. See? Cute. Love it. This is one of my favorite tricks to do. You can also do it with blush. You can also take a little bit of that highlighter and put it on the lid if you just want a little bit of sparkle. But this is one of my favorite things to do. Even if I do have time, this is sometimes just really subtle and simple and not a lot of people notice. It looks a little bit more natural. So the next thing I'm going to do is brows. And for me, my brows are already pretty thick. They're pretty bushy. You know, they're pretty filled in. I know for some people, they're like, I will not leave my house without my brows. And I completely understand. For me, mine are already pretty thick, so I just comb them out with a little spoolie. Then go in with some clear or tinted brow gel. Today I'm going to use the Believe Beauty clear brow gel that I also used in my last video, which was all about Believe Beauty makeup. So I just kind of brush the front up and then brush the back down. This is really just going to help your brows stay in place all day. Mine tend to get wacky and curly and out of control, so this is just going to help them stay a little bit more natural and fluffy looking and not super curly. But if you do, of course, are the one to like, you're like, I have to have my eyebrows on, I have to have them on, then by all means, you're probably really fast at doing them if you do them every day, unlike me. So I just put that on and go. Also, if you're not super fast at them, like tinted brow gel is going to help fill in those sparse areas. They're not going to be super precise and perfect with the tinted brow gel, but it is going to be a little bit better than a clear brow gel. The next thing I'm going to go in with is with the Essence Lash Princess. This has been a mascara that I have been loving recently. It's kind of a newer purchase, but I love it. And to me, fake lashes are gorgeous, and I would love to know how to put them on. But unfortunately, I'm slow. Like, I can't get them to stick. I can't get them on my eye perfectly. They're always like half on, half off. And then I just get frustrated and take them off, put them in a box, put mascara on. So if you're good and fast at it, then put on fake lashes. You know, they're gorgeous on people. But for me, I'm just going to take this mascara and put it on. And for me, a mascara that I look for is a lengthening mascara. See the difference already? My eyelashes are naturally pretty long. But like for me, the one thing I can't leave the house without is mascara. So like some people are like, I can't leave the house without my brows on. I can't leave the house without a lipstick on. Like everyone has their own thing that makes them feel, you know, just a little bit more confident about themselves. And mine is mascara. Okay, so I look for more, like I said, in lengthening. Some people like volume. You can also curl your eyelashes with eyelash curler, but for me, that's just more time that I don't necessarily have. The next thing I'm going to do is eyeliner. So for me, my two things are eyeliner and mascara that I have to have. Some people don't like eyeliner in the waterline, or they just really don't care, but for me, it kind of just brightens up your eyes and makes them pop a little bit more. Also, you can do eyeliner on the top. I never do eyeliner on the top. I just personally, I mean, I like it. I think it looks good. I just personally don't spend the time on it. So I'm just going to put this in the waterline just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Alright, and the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a clear lip gloss. So some people are going to want color to their lips. You can add a tinted lip gloss. You can add a liquid lipstick. You can add a lipstick. Whatever you like. I personally am a gloss girl. I'd rather have a gloss on than a lipstick. That's just my personal opinion. This one leaves your lips so juicy and plump, and like they just look so healthy, and I think it wears really nice. It doesn't get clumpy like in the corners, that white stuff. I think it wears beautifully. So to me, personally, I like that. Sometimes I also, if you just want a tad bit of color, to put a new lip liner, like line your lips and then take your finger with some gloss or even Vaseline on it and kind of smudge that out so you have a little bit of color. So the next thing and the last thing to make our makeup set all day, even though we only spent 10 minutes on it, you still want it to last. You still want it to last through your call or through your meeting. So you want to set it. So to me, setting is important. Some people don't set their makeup and that's fine, but this is the ColourPop Hyaluronic Acid Pretty Fresh Setting Spray. I love this stuff. It smells great, and hyaluronic acid is great for dry skin. So this is what the makeup looks like when we're done, and I've been filming for 12 minutes and 18 seconds. So honestly, you could achieve this in less than 10 minutes because I've been talking and focusing, but the main thing is to just have a limited amount of products. So like I said, have a trio that already has your blush, bronzer, highlighter in it. Use one of those as your eyeshadow. Use your moisturizer as your primer, and those things are going to really decrease the time that it took. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos and more content from my channel, hit the subscribe button. It should be over here in this corner somewhere. It's the big red button that says subscribe next to my name. And if you have any suggestions of videos I could make in the future or something that you guys are interested in seeing, please, please, please comment those down below, and I will, you know, I'm here to please you guys and have fun doing it, and I want to make videos and content that you guys are going to enjoy, and also that is going to be fun for me to film. So if you guys have any suggestions, please comment down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys, thank you.